My name is Dan. I am the Ultra Dad, and I had a great race today. Really had a good time running the Winter Solstice Half Marathon Trail Race. Today, I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's get into it. We're over here for the Ohio River Road Runners Club half marathon trail race called the Winter Solstice. So it is, about 8 o'clock, almost 8:30 right now. We're about to start the race. It's going to be fun. Going to have a good time. Everybody's over there doing their last minute check-in.
Why not?
How are you feeling pre-race?
It's cold. It's flurries for the first time in a while.
Yeah, we got some flurries. I don't know if you probably can't see them.
There were a few more earlier, but
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm excited. Test
it's gonna be
myself.
fun.
See where we go.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm more like just try to hang on and survive. Yeah! Woo!
See you after, man.
All right. Mile 3 check-in. Feeling pretty good. I started out way too fast, so I let Will go as usual and decided to kind of run my own race. All right, mile 8.3 check-in. Feeling decent. Now, hey, it's time to turn it up a little bit. We'll see what we can do. Let's go. And then I walk in, she's like, how old are you? I'm like, 42. She's like, there are finisher awards over there.
There's a Christmas tree.
I'm like, your car is that way, sir.
Oh, that's good.
You were second in your age group?
Yeah.
What was your time?
I think it was like 149.
Oh, nice.
I'm not exactly sure, but
That's awesome.
I was averaging like 8:05.
I wasn't sure.
A lot faster than I was.
That was great. Yeah, I'm glad I started fast because it kept me going, like kept me in the game, in the hunt.
There was about 4 guys that were like, we were together almost like for 5 or 6 miles, and then pretty much the one guy went way ahead, and he finished ahead of me. The guy I was talking to back there. But,
That's awesome,
yeah,
dude.
I mean,
There was a sand. All right, let's try this for the third time. Welcome to YouTubing, everybody. So I went for about 5-7 minutes and then realized that my mic has been off the entire time. And I did that twice now. It's kind of important to be able to hear someone on YouTube. So anyway, all that aside, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well today. Thanks again to all of you who come back, all my subscribers who like to listen to me go on and on, ramble on about my racing, training, and otherwise passion for running. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hope you can find some value here. Definitely would love to hear from you down in the comments below. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit the like thumbs up. If you like to watch a 40-something train and try to continue to excel at my passion, my sport, which is running. So let's talk today about the Winter Solstice half marathon trail race. This race I ran a couple years ago. I'd say 2-3 years ago, kind of when I first started. It probably was more like 4 years ago when I first started getting into trail running, into ultra running. And this was pretty fun because I was able to revisit the race, and I have some thoughts about it, which I think were pretty encouraging for me. So, and I think they do, it's definitely some positive things that came from the race today. Number one, I was able to finish. Hey, that's good, right? So if you haven't watched any of my videos recently, I have unfortunately been having some DNFs in my recent past. Now, they were on 100-mile races, so, I mean, that's pretty common. But the half marathon Winter Solstice trail race today went off without a hitch. I was able to finish in 2 hours and 2 minutes. While I'm on that, if you don't follow me on Strava, definitely check me out on Strava. Anyway, so 2 hours and 2 minutes. My brother was also running with me, my brother Will, and he finished in 1 hour and 48 minutes. So pretty stout time there. Pretty excited for him. He's in really good shape right now. But I guess at the end of the day, the storyline from today is I'm not in that bad a shape. I mean, it may come as some surprise to some of you, but I basically feel like I've been pretty out of shape for the past year. And this race kind of woke me up to the reality that I'm not that far off. I was able to finish in just over 2 hours, which for me, a 4-hour marathon is a good target to have. And this was on very difficult terrain compared to a road marathon. So, we're talking about not only was it super rocky, a lot of uneven terrain, undulating terrain, as I like to say, but also a lot of vertical gain, about 900 feet of vertical gain. I thought it was more. I checked out my Strava result. I haven't checked my actual watch, so maybe Garmin says differently, but Strava says about 889 feet of vertical gain. Still, I mean, that's quite a bit of vertical gain to throw into a half marathon. A lot of people think that's a lot for even a full marathon. So it was encouraging to me that I was able to do pretty well. And I don't feel like I wasn't completely trashed at the end of it either. I mean, I probably still had some left in the tank, but I did give it a pretty good shot today, especially the last 3 or 4 miles. I tried to push it as much as I could, but I didn't completely destroy myself either. So, I think, in a road marathon, something like that, I probably would have pushed a little harder. So anyway, bottom line is I feel good right now about my level of fitness in December. So, usually December, January, Feb, those are the months that are rough for me because of the weather, because it's difficult. There aren't that many races, so I'm not as motivated to stay in shape. But man, I feel good about the race today. I had a great time. While I'm at it, let's show you the little token that you get, the little ornament, actually. It was pretty cool. There was a Christmas tree, and they had ornaments, and when you finished the race, you got to pick an ornament and take it home. That was your medal. So here is the Winter Solstice 13.1 miler. So it's basically a piece of a branch. It's a cross-section from a piece of wood, which is really cool. And I like it. I like it a lot. So it'll definitely go onto my Christmas tree. Quick shout out to the race directors, to my club, to the club board. It's a big club. The Ohio River Road Runners Club has about, I think it's like 5,000 members, so it's a really big club. And they just do a fantastic job, not only with road races, but also with trail races. That's my quick plug for the Ohio River Road Runners Club, the ORC Club, as we call it. So let's talk about the race a little bit. So in the beginning of the race, I talked to my brother Will, and we're like, basically, he's been training pretty hard. So I said, you go, have a great race. Let's see how good you can do. And I said I would be going quite a bit slower. And sure enough, I decided, of course, got excited and pushed it pretty hard in the beginning. We were probably going, for a trail race, it's pretty good. Probably like, I'd say 7.5 minute miles, maybe 8-minute miles in the beginning. For the first mile, I think I got like I don't know if it was an 8 or 9-minute mile, pretty fast. I was looking originally at doing like 10-minute miles. So started the race pretty fast, and that's something that's probably the first takeaway for me from the race was, other than the fact that I feel like I'm in decent shape right now, when I start races, I feel like sometimes I go too slow. I underestimate myself, and I'm glad I didn't do that in this race. Now, I'm not sure if you would apply this tip or this rule to 100 milers by any means, but half marathon trail race, I hit it pretty hard, and I'm glad I did because I think it helped me overall to keep that pace up as I progressed through the race. So, as I said, along the way, there was a lot of rocky terrain, and we're talking about like sharp rocks that kind of hide, unfortunately, under leaves and things. And you mix in some mud there too, so it's pretty sketchy terrain for a race, a relatively fast race like this. This is actually the same location that we do our 50. There's a 50K there in May called the Tie-Dye 50K, but you're moving slower. So, but then again, today you could see more because there weren't as many leaves. Bottom line is it was pretty difficult terrain, and thankfully I did not really get injured at all. I did kind of roll my ankle halfway, which is typical to do that a couple times in a race like this, but no major issues, and I was very happy about that. There was a lady, I felt bad. She did hurt her ankle, and she had rolled it and was walking when I passed her, and I felt really bad for her, but that's kind of bound to happen in this race on this terrain. So anyway, let's see. I think that's about all I have to share from the race. I did try to push it a little bit towards the end. You probably saw in the video. I think I had about 5 miles left. I tried to increase my pace, and I did. I don't know if I pushed it too hard because by the end, we had to kind of climb out of the gorge, and it definitely hit me pretty hard that last couple miles. But overall, felt really good. So had a great time. I will also say the weather was pretty good for this time of year, being in December. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's snowing or raining. There was no precipitation besides some flurries, which was pretty cool. And so that was really good too. It was chilly though. That was the one thing. I took my hat off in the middle of the race, and it was great at first, and then I suddenly realized how cold I was by not having a hat on. So and then I didn't want to put it back on because it was wet from the sweat. So I think it was it was cold. It was probably in the low 30s by the end of the race. I think it started in the high 20s for the beginning. So anyway, that's all I had to say, I think, about the race. It was a great time. I think you're going to see me out more and more at these races, especially, I do it, of course, during the summer, during the regular season, but during the off season here in the winter, I think that it's going to be really nice to use my club races as a way to stay in shape and to build some camaraderie with other people too. I think it'll be great. So let me know down below if you have a local running club. Let me know if you enjoy running with them. If you don't, I highly encourage you to seek one out. It is really, really cool to see familiar faces at races, and it's also motivating too. So definitely encourage you to do that. Otherwise, I hope you're having a great weekend. I hope your training this weekend has gone well. I hope this video wasn't too long, but I had a great time making it, so I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, have a great day. We'll catch you in the next one.